Our next live act is going to be Papa Shandy and the drums, who's absolutely brilliant. But before we hear from them, I want you to listen to two workers who find themselves in an unfortunate situation because they are involved in an indefinite strike. They work for a local authority. They work for Glasgow City Council. They are homeless case workers. They actually work in the coalface, on the front line, dealing with the problem of homelessness. The problem is the City Council say they want a first-class service, but they're not prepared to pay for a first-class service. They want to treat these workers like muck, and they have had enough of being bullied, enough of being ignored. That's why they've been on indefinite strike for the last few weeks. Put your hands together for Chris and Shirley, Glasgow, homeless case workers.
Hello, Glasgow. I'm not used to this, so if I'm rubbish, I'm sure there'll be better acts here today.
You'll be fine.
Chris and Shirley, we're two of 70 caseworkers that have been out on indefinite strike since the 31st of March this year. The reason for that is that we are paid £5,000 less than other workers in other areas of social work who do a very similar role to us. We went through the council grievance procedure, and at that grievance procedure they did acknowledge that we do the work of the higher grade, but they decided that we still couldn't get the regrading. So we balloted for action, and when we got the ballot through, 100% of the Unison members that were balloted came out on strike. The strike is 100% solid. Senior management response to it is business as usual, but the service that's being provided right now is a fraction of the service that we do, and a fraction of the service that the public deserve. We've tried to make this strike as visible as possible. We've had rallies and demos outside the city chambers. We even took a negotiating table to them because they wouldn't come to the negotiating table with us. We had a meeting yesterday with senior management, but it didn't really come to much. It's an opening, but so far they've not really seen sense. We've had coverage in the STV, Glasgow, Daily Record, Evening Times. We're just trying to get out there and let this dispute know, let everyone know that this dispute, we are not going anywhere. We're also trying to go up and down the country to speak to other disputes, such as the 9 Wells Porters in Dundee, the Barnet Unison workers, and the workers on strike at the PCS Gallery in London. People have had enough of being forced back, and the cuts in public service cannot go on any longer. We're in no doubt that one of the major factors in our dispute is austerity. As the council in this city continue to force through the condemned cuts, they're failing to invest in vital public services. We see that earlier this month a £66 million refurb was announced for the borough collection, and I'm not trying to say the borough collection isn't a worthy service, but it shouldn't become before investment in vital public services. We hope to be part of something bigger. We hope that workers see us and take inspiration to take action. We need to say no to further cuts and austerity targeting the poor and the most vulnerable in society. This city and this country cannot sustain any more attacks on its services. Thank you.
Correct. Well said.
Hi Glasgow. We didn't think we could do this. We thought we were weak, but 70 of us have made such a difference. We've had so much support, it is unreal. And if I'm being honest with you, please don't think we're greedy. We're not greedy at all. We want and we deserve our grade, and we're fighting for it every day in the picket. Elected members, everybody is on our side, and we know that everybody has to take cuts. We understand that. We see it day in and day out in homelessness. When we send people away, there's no accommodation to night shelters and food banks. So it is about austerity, it's about the cuts, and we're fighting hard, and we want people to come after us, and we want the members there to know that we are not going away. Thank you.
Let's hear it, folks, for Chris and Shirley and all of the Glasgow homeless caseworkers. The Hope Over Fear campaign will make a donation from the collections that are made today. We'll make sure that these people aren't starved back to work, that they're supported by ordinary working class folk in their fight for justice. Before I introduce our next band, can I just remind you, the food bank collections at the other end of the square in the big white van. You can get your t-shirts and your flags at the side here. Let's put your hands together for Papa Shandy and the drums!
I was dancing when you were playing, I'm buggered now. Oh well, I was still filming. Oh, shot! Right. Hello. Kirsty and John are here returning, so I'll let you know they're here. English massive. Kirsty, son John. Oh no, sorry, I forgot. Just to let you know, so many people over there. I was wondering, they were over here. Thank you very much.
Hello, Glasgow! Hello! Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. I never saw the point in complaining, worrying about the way things might have been. No, big wheels keep on turning, and proud and merry keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, pumped a lot of tame down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city till I hits the ride on a riverboat queen. Big wheels keep on turning, and bright and merry keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. If you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people that can. You don't gotta worry, cause you got no money. People on the river are happy to share. Oh, big wheels keep on turning, and bright and merry keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Whoa, big wheels keep on turning, and bright and merry keep on burning, and
see trouble on the way, and I hear earthquakes and lightning. Well, I see those bad times a day. Oh, don't come around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, I hear hurricanes are blowing. Hey, I know the end is coming soon. Well, I feel the rivers overflowing, and I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Oh, don't come around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bathroom on the right. I hope you have got your shit together. I hope you are quite prepared to die. It looks like we're in for nasty weather. One night is taken for a night. Oh, don't come around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Oh, don't come around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. Oh, there's a bad moon on the rise. Thank you very much, folks. We've been Papa Shandy in the drums for SNP.
Wonderful.
Folks, let's hear it for Papa Shandy in the drums! Absolutely excellent. Our next speaker, brothers and sisters, is I was going to say a young man. I'm going to change it to a relatively young man
Liam.
who got in touch with me during the campaign and said, I'd like to organise a meeting in Cumbernauld. He'd never done it before, he'd never been involved in politics, but he said, I want you to come and speak in Cumbernauld. We had the meeting in Cumbernauld and there was over 200 people turned up, and he was disappointed. He said, I wanted more people. And I said, Liam, the problem with you, mate, is you've never been involved in politics. 200 is a success. He's now involved in the SNP, he's now involved in fighting poverty, he's now involved in collecting for the food banks. Let's hear it for Liam Stevenson from Cumbernauld.
Well, Liam.
Hello everybody. Just looking out at the fantastic array of flags and banners again here today, and once again it shows the inclusive and diverse nature of the Yes movement, which is something that we should all be very proud of, because I am. Before the referendum, I was your standard 30-something working class man. My passions and interests out with my family were all football based, and when it came to politics, like many, I would roll my eyes. At best, I would occasionally watch Question Time. But this all changed after watching a video on YouTube of a Yes meeting in Kirkcaldy. I went from there to organising and chairing my own Yes meetings in my area. During this time, during this period, any spare time that I had was spent reading, learning and researching to ensure that I was well informed about the most important decision that I was ever going to make. And I realised then I had to convince as many people as I could and never wasted an opportunity. For me, it really has been a political enlightenment, and thankfully, as today demonstrates, there are many more like me across the country. And I feel that this wave of new blood that has washed into our political arena has been a victory within a perceived defeat, as I, like you, was never meant to be engaged. One thing that was very clear throughout the whole Yes movement was a desire to see real change, both democratically and socially, where we had the government of our choice every time, and we could have seen the kind of social changes that have been denied to people under successive Labour governments at both national and local levels. And as for Labour, this was once the party of the workers, a party founded by a man mocked for arriving at Parliament in 1892 and refusing to wear the parliamentary uniform, instead turning up clothed like the common man he was. The party we know today could not be further removed from these origins. Margaret Thatcher regarded New Labour as her single biggest achievement. She had forced her opponents to change. She had destroyed the traditional Labour movement to the point where they no longer represent their founding principles. And this was so very apparent all throughout the referendum campaign, where they held hands with the Tories and suppressed the cries for social justice, and also demonstrated that they did not have Scotland's best interests in mind. It is very clear that Labour have abandoned the working class. In this city alone, we have Willie Bain, Margaret Curran, Ian Davidson, Anne McEachen, Tom Harris, John Robertson and Anna Sarwar, all voting with the Tories for more austerity, while there are food banks operating in every one of their constituencies, and 1/3 of children in this city are living in poverty. The latest leader of the branch office, Jim Murphy, he is the spawn of New Labour, a Blairite who is seen as being too right-wing for Ed Miliband's shadow cabinet. Yet in the recent TV debates used some very strong left-wing rhetoric, but that was quickly exposed as lies. This is a man who, in the name of weapons of mass destruction, voted for the invasion of Iraq, and he will now unleash his own weapons of mass confusion in order to convince you that he can offer an alternative to Westminster's attack on our vulnerable, having known full well the best alternative to that was Scotland voting yes. His recent comments also about the SNP getting in the way of Labour setting up a new government is arrogance beyond belief. The people that he claims to represent are getting in his way, and our message to him will be made very clear on May the 7th. And when the polling stations open at 6 AM, we'll be asked to cast our votes again in an election that is as monumental as a referendum. We stand on the brink of a political revolution where we have the chance to send a block of Scottish MPs to London who will truly work in Scotland's best interest and not be bound by the chains of their Westminster bosses who only offer the politics of fear, the politics of hate, and policies that only serve to protect their wealthy donors whilst punishing our poor. I believe that we are very fortunate to have an alternative to Labour here. The Labour and the Tories are, if you look at their positions on austerity, are basically offering either a slap around the ear or a punch in the mouth. That's not really good enough in my opinion. You only have to look on social media to see the amount of interest generated by the SNP south of the border, where other disenfranchised voters looking for change would also be willing to vote for them. And in sending a majority of SNP MPs to Westminster, we will strike a blow for these people, the working class in England. Many of these would be happy to break away from this broken union with us. Also, by voting for the SNP in large numbers, we are sending an unequivocal message to those who tried to kill our movement last September. We are still here and we still want change. We are now in the midst of Project Fear Part 2, where the same scare tactics will be used on the same people. And this is why it's so very important for all of us to dispel the lies, the deceit and the distortions that will be spun by an establishment still threatened by the momentum built throughout the referendum campaign. A momentum that shows no sign of disappearing, We have them on the ropes, and now by voting SNP, let us deliver a knockout blow. The political class have had it their way for too long also. People who find politics boring are those who are just not interested, play right into their hands and perfectly fit the agenda. From the beginning, politics was never for the worker. The Westminster system was established to look after the wealthy and the wealthy alone, and this has not changed. We have a cabinet with 29 members, and 23 of this cabinet are millionaires on it. We have combined wealth of in the region of 70 million, yet these people are charged with the task of making decisions that affect all of us, when they clearly only represent a small section of society. We in Scotland have become a very politically engaged nation, but I would like to see more ordinary working people stepping forward and standing for positions at both the Holyrood and the local council elections in the coming years. Let's grab politics by the scruff of the neck, and let's take the political arena and make it ours. For every one ordinary working class person elected to any position, that's one less of them, one less of the political class, one less careerist. I'm just going to finish by saying that in the future, when history is written, let's make sure that this new age of political activism that has swept through our country really has made a difference and leaves a legacy we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Well done to Liam Stevenson! Folks, a wee extra treat for you if we can get the bikers music on! Let's hear it for bikers! For yes! They're joining us today!
I'm on the roof.
Don't worry, they're going to go round the square so you don't have to leave, just stay where you are.
Hello everybody.
155.
Hold on! Can I go on? Please? Ah, you're right. Who's doing a bum now?
Will you send me some pictures?
I'll certainly hold on.
Thanks, I'm shy to take.
I'm easy to find. Is Gail on the market?
Aye, Gail's on the back.
I know, I'm supposed to catch her. I've got it, she's wanting the video.
Yes, it's there.
Oh! I see her. I know, I've got her. I got her.
we're going to get them in Minnesota. See my wife on the back of one of those bikes. And the more worrying thing is, I think it's a handsome big biker who's on the back of the bike with. Just because I'm losing my hair, it looks like I've lost my wife as well. I'm sure he'll keep us safe. Brothers and sisters, our next speaker is a young activist, 17 years of age.
I'm still from it.